Let's talk about insurance policies. You know, all that fine print? Well, there's one date buried in there that is, without a doubt, the most important one of all. Getting it wrong can be a really costly mistake. So today we are going to break down your policy's effective date so you can be absolutely sure your protection starts exactly when you think it does. Let's dive in. Okay, so picture this. You just signed all the paperwork, you paid that first premium for your new insurance policy, and you feel that wave of relief, right? You're all set. But here's the big question. Are you actually covered? Like, right this second? The answer might genuinely surprise you. Because here's the thing. There's almost always a gap between when you apply for insurance and when your coverage actually kicks in. It's because the insurance company needs time to do what's called underwriting. That's just their process for reviewing your application and giving it the official green light. And that little gap? That's a time when you could be left totally vulnerable if you're not careful. So, if signing the papers doesn't do it, how do you know when your protection really starts? Well, it all comes down to one critical term you'll find in your policy documents, the effective date. Trust me, this is the date you need to circle and highlight. It's really as simple as it sounds. The effective date is the exact day your insurance policy flips the switch from off to on. Before this date, you've got no coverage. On or after this date, boom, you are officially protected by the terms of your contract. It's like the starting gun for your protection. Let's make this super clear with a couple of examples. For your health insurance, if the effective date is January 1st, any doctor's visit on that day or later can be covered. But if you went to the doctor on December 31st, sorry, that's not covered. And it's the same deal with car insurance. If you have a fender bender the day before your effective date, you're just out of luck. That date is the absolute starting line for any and all claims. You know, this one little date is actually doing a ton of heavy lifting behind the scenes. First, it makes the whole contract legally binding for both you and the insurance company. Second, it fires that starting gun for making claims. And third, it's often the date that your payment schedule is based on. It's really the anchor for your entire policy. Now, this is where things can get a little tricky, and it's where people often get tripped up. Your policy documents are just swimming in dates, and it is so easy to get them mixed up. So let's clear up some of the most common confusion so you don't get lost in that fine print. First up, the big one, application date. That's the day you actually filled everything out and signed on the dotted line, right? Well, all that date does is tell the insurance company, hey, I'm interested. It shows your intent, but it almost never, ever means your coverage has started. The effective date is the only date that means your protection is active. Okay, here's another one that gets people all the time, the issue date. Think of the issue date as just an administrative thing. It's basically the day the company printed out your policy documents. It's like the printed on date on a food package, not the use by date. The effective date is what actually matters. And a heads up, these two are very often not the same day. Okay, knowledge is power, right? So now that you know what to look for, how can you actually use this information to your advantage? Let's get into some really practical, hands-on tips you can use to manage your policies like a total pro. Here are 4 key strategies. Number 1, and this is a big one, to avoid any gaps where you're uninsured, never cancel your old policy until you have that new effective date confirmed in writing. Number 2, if you need coverage, like right now, ask your agent about something called conditional coverage, which can sometimes protect you early. Third, and this is crucial if you're switching jobs, make sure to align your new policy start date with the very last day of your old one. And finally, number 4, use your free look period. That's your time to review everything and make double sure that effective date is exactly what you expected. I know, I get it. This can feel like a lot to keep track of, especially when you're making these huge decisions about your family's financial security. But here's the good news. You really don't have to figure all this stuff out on your own. And honestly, getting these details perfect is what we live and breathe here at the Annuity Expert. Our entire focus is on structuring these policies so that there are no nasty surprises, claims get paid when they're supposed to, and any income you're expecting starts right when you need it. So we offer expert help not just with annuities, but with life insurance too. We'll compare a bunch of different carriers to find the absolute best fit for you and your situation. And most importantly, we'll guide you to make sure all those dates are lined up perfectly. And maybe the best part? Our services are always 100% free to you. So, if you have any questions at all, or maybe you just want a second set of eyes to review your current policies, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can call us for a free consultation. The number is 770-755-1565. Or you can find us online anytime at annuityexpertadvice.com. We're here to help. So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about.
Are you absolutely certain your policy is set up to protect you from the exact moment you think it does? Go pull it out and check that effective date. If you're not 100% sure, please don't leave it to chance.